And I see there was two guys next to me watching the show. And then I don't know, they walk towards the lady in the front. And one of the guys starts taking off his pants. While the show's going on, the show's here. And I'm just, what the hell is this guy doing?
How did the special come about?
That's what I tell people, man. Being at the right place at the right time.
Welcome back to another episode of After We Rap with your hosts, Jaina Ortiz.
Gabriella Ortiz.
Ow! Yes. Hi. It is a beautiful Monday.
It's gonna be May. It's already
Someone just
May.
arrived.
It's already
Don't worry.
May.
Don't worry. We have people coming in and out, but it's okay.
Oh.
Who's our special guest?
I don't know. Who is it?
I thought you was talking about who just walked in.
Wait. What's all this ice for?
Our ice machine stopped working.
Oh no.
It did.
That is a lot of ice, though. You
is.
guys use a lot of ice.
No, it's good. Hi. Everyone wants to know when you're going to be on the podcast.
You guys, I'm so sorry.
Everyone wants to know when you're going to be on the podcast.
He's already on.
He makes a cameo.
I'm on right now.
Yeah.
No, but like on as a guest.
Hi, dog.
Oh yeah, that's Bruce. Oh my gosh, that's Bruce.
That's our Brucey.
Jay, that's Bruce.
I love Bruce.
I don't think he'll ever leave. Oh my God, yes.
But he's also a little allergic too, so he can't get too
Do I
close.
just sit in the car in the garage?
The whole time,
just
yeah.
hang
The
out,
whole
just hang out,
time
just
you
hang
sit
out.
there.
Who hang out?
I gotta get the Eggos. Do whatever you gotta do.
No, do whatever you gotta do.
I gotta get the Vino Mike.
Okay, you can see today's guest. This is off to a great start. I love it.
I love
You can
it.
see today's guest all of the world of comedy, and in his new stand-up special, Edgar Rivera, Inbelievable, which is available starting tomorrow, Tuesday, May 7th on Amazon Prime and Apple TV. But this show is all about who we are when the cameras stop rolling. So let's dive in. Ladies
Ready?
and gentlemen, welcome comedian Edgar Rivera.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm
It's
so
been a long
happy.
time coming. How are you?
I'm excited. I'm excited to finally sit in the couch with
I
you girls,
know.
man. Every week when I saw a different episode, I'm like, when am I gonna make it? When am I gonna make
you're
it?
finally here.
And it took a special. It took a special. It
Well, we
took a
wanted-
special to come out.
we
That it comes
wanted-
out tomorrow, by the way,
comes
to
out
be
tomorrow.
here. So I'm happy to be here
I'm
with
happy.
the
No,
Ortiz.
I'm actually happy that we have you on in the same time of the premiere
Of your release,
of your
yeah,
special,
for
because
sure.
that is something to
Yes.
celebrate and something
Yes,
that we have to talk about.
I'm excited, yo. So that means tonight you guys could actually
That's
get it.
right.
Oh,
Yeah.
snap, tonight. How does it feel to have your first stand-up special out in the world, and what does it mean to you?
You know, it's crazy that I'm going through like a roller coaster of emotions. Like I've been doing comedy. July will be 20 years of doing stand-up comedy.
Wow.
So this is like a comedian's dream. So I thought once this day came that I would be like, and I am excited. But at the same time, it's like I got this anxiety because it's like opening up yourself to the world and letting the world judge you and you know. And plus,
Criticize.
it's
Super vulnerable.
yeah,
Very
it is. It is.
Yeah.
And then not only that, I've seen it so much during the editing process that I don't even think it's funny anymore, dude.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm to the point. It's like when you see yourself on TV, you're like, like I don't like it. I do think I know it's funny, but I'm just ready for the feedback, whether it might be positive or negative. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. You know, it's been a long time in the making.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, and you were there.
I know.
Both of you
We
girls
were
were
there.
there.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
You see a little
In the
familiar.
audience, if you look at the special, look at the audience, you'll see.
Where'd you
Yes.
shoot the special?
I shot it at El Portal in North Hollywood.
Okay.
I would say Lancashire, but I can't say Lancashire, so I just said it two times.
Lancashire.
I just said it two
Lancashire.
times. On Lancashire.
Can
On
you do me a
Lancashire.
huge favor, Kyle? There's a tissue in that my nose is dripping.
Oh.
So sorry.
Bendito.
I have to.
She got
I
some
have to-
mocos, guys.
I love this
mocos.
podcast.
Living, breathing machine.
It's
It's like
oh,
we
no,
start-
I'm so sorry.
Over here, Kyle. Over here.
I'm so,
She
this
got
is
some
very
mocos.
authentic, I think.
Yeah.
Just
Kyle, it's in there. As soon as you walk in, there's some tissue. I'm so
let's
sorry.
tell Kyle in Spanish.
Right there.
Kyle,
Oh,
tráeme un
thank you.
ticho para los mocos.
Thank you so much.
Traeme un tichu.
Thank you.
Tráeme un ticho. How do you say tissue
no,
in
that's-
I was
Spanish?
literally about to ask
Oh
you
my
the
God, I'm
same.
so sorry.
No es servilleta.
No, servilleta.
No,
is a
servilleta is a
napkin.
napkin.
So how do you say tissue in Spanish?
Mami, dame un
Tissue.
Un Kleenex.
Kleenex. Mami, tienes Kleenex. No, we do. Actually, yeah, we say Kleenex. Mami, dame
That's
Kleenex.
just a brand.
Yeah, but that's It's
Or you say
yeah.
bounty too.
Dame un papel pa moco.
Papel toalla, no, papel toalla, Kleenex. I think it's Kleenex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Papel de
That one,
toilet.
that one
Papel de-
tissue.
Let's get
Do
back
you
to the
use
special.
papel
let's
de
put
toilet?
that-
Mommy,
let's
tiene-
put that-
Let's get back to a special.
Okay, you can't. When 3 Puerto Ricans
Well,
are in the
wait,
same
ADD.
room.
This
I
is
was gonna
riveting,
say-
guys, but let's get back to a special.
ADD to the
I was
fullest.
gonna say this is 3 Puerto Ricans sitting on the couch.
Yeah,
but
we can't.
Where are you from in PR, by the way?
I am from Ciales, Puerto
From
Rico.
Ciales.
Ciales.
Born and raised, or
I was born in Ciales, and raised. I was there till like the age of 9, and then we moved to the Bronx.
and then you moved to the
actually,
Bronx.
oh my god. Oh my. It's okay. You know what this is? Yeah.
Change the light in.
Yeah.
Change the light.
You had to change the light.
I'm begging you.
Jay,
Listen,
you know what's so
episode
crazy?
is insane.
This episode's gonna be amazing.
Guys, while we wait for Jay to put the groceries away, remember that tomorrow you can catch my special live on Amazon Prime and Apple TV, yo. Streaming worldwide.
As many times as I give him grocery bags to take and reuse, he never uses it. He never uses them. He comes back with the plastic bags all the time.
Does that get you mad?
I mean, no, not mad, but you know, we love it. But wait, hold on a second. I was
feel the
going to
same
say
way.
something. I was actually going to say, fun fact, Edgar and I discovered that we grew up 1 block away from each other.
What?
In Castle Hill. On Castle Hill. I'm on Virgil Place and he's on Lafayette.
Lafayette.
Did you happen to see J-Lo running up and down?
You know what though? It's crazy because we weren't far from J Lo. The house
Yeah,
is
yeah.
supposedly J Lo, but
Yeah.
you know I never.
I
saw
went to
her.
Holy Cross School.
and that's right there, right?
Yeah, my parents got married there. I got baptized there. I did my confirmation and then my communion there.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know.
And her grandmother's still there.
And my grandmother. Well, yes.
Yeah,
my
she is, right?
Yeah, I'm Virgil. Virgil. My father's mom.
That's where it all started.
So you did the whole thing, communion,
Everything.
Commun-
They're at the
and then
same
the-
school.
that's-
Yeah.
You sound
I
very
went.
amazed, Gaby. Like you haven't
I
done
am. I didn't know this.
it. Have you done it?
I have to do my, what's the last one? The confirmation.
Yeah.
My mom got so mad at me because I hadn't done it when we got married. And she was like, "Ugh, you need to bless your marriage." I'm like, Mom, we're fine. It's fine. We're fine. We're fine.
Oh,
It's
because
gonna
you didn't do your confirmation?
I haven't done my confirmation.
Did you
Yeah.
do your confirmation?
Am I going to
No.
hell?
No, you know, it's
No.
fine. It's fine.
I got baptized because
Me
I had
too.
no choice and I was
Yeah.
a baby.
But the confirmation,
The
she still holds
confirmation,
it over me.
communion?
Communion, yeah. Do
Communion.
you have your pictures of your
Okay,
communion?
I think so. Yep. Yep.
Did you do your communion?
My special comes out tomorrow on Apple TV and Amazon Prime.
Listen, so really quick, we'll get back to communions and
Yes,
confirmations
yes.
and all that stuff. And tissues. So sorry, my nose was actually really bad.
Okay. So
yeah.
Edgar, walk us through your process on how you started comedy and where you are
Alright,
now.
So if July 2nd it'll be 20 years. 21 years ago, I walked into the legendary New York Poets Cafe in New York City. If you guys don't know about it, look them up. New York Poets Cafe is a theater in the Lower East Side with a lot of history. And I remember being a kid from the Bronx, comedy was never inspired. I would see comedy on TV, like the Kings of Comedy, but it was never a thing. If you would have asked me 25 years ago if I would ever become a comedian, I would be like, nah, hell no. It was never a thing. But they invited me to this show. And I would never forget that my brother had gone to a comedy show before, and it was a black bar association, and my brother's light skin, and they sat him in the front, and every comedian messed with him the whole show. And he came home so mad. He was so frustrated. They were like, "This is Louis. He's trying to fit in." He was
Louis, his
so-
name was Louis?
Yeah, my brother's name is
my
Louis.
God, Louis.
So I remember when I walked into the New Rican, I sat in a little corner because I didn't want nobody to mess with me. And as soon as the show started, the first person I ever saw on stage was Angelo Lozada. May he rest in peace. He was my mentor. The first person I ever saw do it live. And after I saw him, that was it. That was like the light. It's like right that day, that very day, I said, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. It was once a month, every first Wednesday of the month, and it was called the New Rican Rule. So it was a sketch comedy troupe, and it had Selenis Leiva.
Oh, wow.
Selenis was there before
Love
she, Les
Selenis.
Selenis, Flaco Navaja, Mark Vieira, Danny Gonzalez, Angelo Lozada,
Wow.
Eric Nieves. And they used to do stand up, and then they used to do skits live in front of people, and it was amazing. So what I did was, I remember every first Wednesday of the month I was there, and I would go back to the Bronx and tell people in the hood, like, dude, you gotta go check this out. This is amazing. Like, I would promote for them, and it was so on fire. Like, if you didn't get there, the show started at 7. If you weren't online by 6, you would not make it in. That's
Inline?
Wow.
Inline. Yeah, inline. I'm sorry. Jaina's always corrected me.
Because I used to say online all the time, and I didn't know that I was saying it incorrectly.
Oh, thank
I'm
you.
online at the
inline.
supermarket.
Neither
No,
did I
you're
till now.
inline.
so
Sorry about that.
so I went, and 6 months later, I sat down with Angelo and I told him I want to do stand up. And he was like, why? And I'm like, dude, I want to do this. And I took a comedy class at Stand Up New York, and nonstop ever since. So a year later, after I walked in, I got to perform on the stage.
Wow.
Okay.
How was your first time on stage?
Oh my
Describe that
God.
feeling.
Nerve-wracking.
Was your heart beating out of your chest? Did you feel your
It was
booty
girl, it
hole
was out of
clench?
control. It was.
Yeah.
I still have the VHS. That's how long ago that shit was.
Wow.
Yeah, the VHS. But you could see my hand like this. You could see the microphone shaking
Really?
in my hand, and it was so like. It was so cute. I look at it now and I'll be like, oh my God, look at the stupid jokes that I used to do. Like, I remember I used to be like, I'm a security guard during the day and I do this. And then I'm a bouncer at night and I do this. And I would get a stupid laugh. It was so like written and structured that so not like me now. But that's how it started.
Interesting.
Wow.
Because
I
you
love
have to
that.
sort of prepare and plan and sort of write out what the format, right?
So
Like
you
the
work out
structure.
your first 5 minutes. I remember. So I took a 6-week course at Stand Up New York, and I remember Angelo told me, I've been doing comedy for 20 years, and I feel like I should never teach comedy. No one could teach comedy, but if
Yeah.
you want to do it, and I recommend it to people because it puts you in an environment where you're with other people that want to do the same thing you do.
Yeah.
So a stand-up comedy class does not make you funny. You're not
Right.
gonna be funny by taking a stand-up comedy class, but it puts you in that scenario, and then you network. So I did a 6-week class, and on the 4th week, the teacher came up to me, Mary Domino, and she was like, I have a show this weekend, and I think you're ready.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, I was like,
It
what?
gave you some confidence.
So
That's
I did
good.
5 minutes, and then I did the graduation show. With the 6 week, you do a graduation show where you invite all of your family
Yeah.
and friends to see you perform. So I did that. And then the following week after that, I did a show with her again. And she was like, I need you to do 7 minutes. And I was like, 7 minutes? Dude, like, you ever, like 7 minutes? I don't have 7 minutes.
Yeah, right.
And now, 20 years later, if you tell me to do 7 minutes, I stress out because I feel like 7 minutes is not enough.
Yeah. Oh.
Isn't it weird,
Yeah.
dude? In the beginning, you like stop, like, and now I'm like, you tell me to do 7 minutes.
Do anything in that amount of time.
Yeah, like not like what am I supposed to do in 7
Right,
minutes?
right,
You know, I think it'll take me 7 minutes just to break the ice
Yeah.
and you know
Yeah.
and get a crowd on my side before I really get into it.
And that's so important in stand up is like getting them on your side. So whatever you throw at them, they eat and digest and they like it. But it does take time.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
You gotta definitely work it. I remember I did a show one time on a cruise line, and the first one they filed a huge complaint against me.
What?
Dude, it was horrible. It was like
What was the complaint?
The complaint. I know exactly the guy too. It was an old man in the audience, and it was a Puerto Rico cruise. So I was the
Oh,
first comedian
shit.
they hired to do Spanish. So when I got to the cruise line, I was like, the shows are horrible. There were like 30 people in a lounge that fit 400. And it was because the cruise left out of Puerto Rico and everybody on board was from Puerto Rico and they didn't speak English. So they're not going to go to the English shows.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, this is horrible. And then when I did the Spanish show, it was like packed. I went on stage, I said, Puerto Rico. And everybody went crazy. And I was like, yeah.
Man.
And there was this little old man, not heckling me, but just yelling stuff out, random stuff. And I'm ignoring him because my friend said, you can't go in on these people. You
right,
got to ignore them.
right.
So I'm ignoring them. And now everything that he's saying, people are laughing too. So all I asked him was, I was like, ¿Y cómo tú te llamas? Like, what's your name? And he said, Moncho.
Oh my God.
And Moncho was like 80. Dude, I was like, Moncho.
Fucking
And
Moncho.
that's all I had to say. I got the crowd on me. Moncho did not say a word for the rest of the show. After the show, they were like, Edgar, Edgar. And I took a picture with Moncho. And I was so excited. I
So
got
Moncho
off.
became your friend
No,
afterwards.
check this out. So I got off the cruise 3 days in Barbados.
Mm-hmm.
And then I flew straight out here. Because I was living in New York, but I came out here. And on Monday, after the cruise finished, my agent calls me. And I thought he was going to call me to tell me they loved you, like just to get the feedback.
Yeah.
And the first thing that came out of his mouth is like, what did you do? And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, they filed a huge complaint against you.
It was
and I'm
Moncho.
like,
It was Moncho.
and instantly, Moncho popped into my head, and he's like, "Yo, somebody they're gonna call you. I want you to yes. And I was like, "All right, cool." So we the person called me, and they were like, "Listen, we have a strong sexual, privilege, all this, sexual things and all this, And I'm like, dude, I was like, I cut him off. I said, look, I don't mean to cut you off, but I know exactly who you're talking about, and I want you to know that that guy was heckling me. And you guys have no one in that lounge telling him to shut up. For 20 minutes, this guy heckled me, And he said, yeah, Edgar, you need to understand that you got off. And for the remainder of the cruise, everybody kept referring to him as the gay guy. And I had to cover the phone and start laughing. I'm like, oh my God, hilarious. And I'm like, but wait, but isn't he? Why are you getting mad? So, and I could tell how Puerto Ricans are. Because you know how Puerto Ricans are. Mira, quién está ahí,
So they were
Moncho."
making fun of him.
I guess.
it became a
I wasn't
joke.
there to witness
So then he
it.
probably made a complaint because of how the crowd reacted towards him.
Yeah.
And then I went back,
That's not nice.
and the next cruise, I hated it. I hated it because I felt like I couldn't say what I wanted to feel, what I wanted to say. I was afraid to hurt people's feelings, and I didn't get into comedy for this. Comedy is the only art form that you could actually get on stage and say whatever you want, because at the end of the day, this is a comedy show.
Yeah.
You here to laugh. I'm not here to offend you. Or if I
Right.
snap on you, laugh it off. People need to learn how to laugh at themselves. So I wasn't having fun, and I remember they let me go. They canceled all my contracts.
Wow.
I had like 6 months with the contracts, and they canceled everything like that. And everybody say, why? And I knew why. I wasn't having fun. I was miserable.
Okay.
And then a few months later, they called me back, and they're like, yo, can you come back? We're going to give you a second chance. And I remember I worked with a cat named Maceo from Brooklyn, and he had a show first, and I went to his show, and 15 minutes into his set, he calls the lady on the front the B word. Are we 10 minutes in? Can I say that word?
Yeah.
Hold her down.
He said, look at this bitch right here. And I was in the back like,
But how?
he
See,
got
if I was
away
at-
with it.
If I go to a comedy show, I know to not take things personally. Like that's
For
the
sure.
whole purpose of comedy. You can't get offended if someone's, you know what I mean? Unless it's an attack on something.
Yeah, I mean,
specific,
it's-
something
but like,
specific.
But you
It's all
can't. You can't.
Yeah.
But I remember I saw this dude, and he kept on saying it. And I was like, so the next day we were in St. Martin, and we went to the beach, and I was like, bro, let me ask you a question, bro. How you get away with calling that lady a bitch? And he was like, he gave me one of the best advice I've heard since I started doing comedy. And it's just what he said. He goes, Edgar, once these people like you, you could say whatever you want.
right.
But you
Right.
gotta make sure
Right.
they like you, so it won't seem like an attack.
Right.
And after that, dude, it was nonstop.
Wow.
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 Okay.
So
Hold on, I have to.
that's the story.
Boo, comma. Are you going to move the pavilion bags from the counter? Question mark. Sorry, I just noticed that they're just there, and now we're, can we cut that out?
Not sponsored by Pavilion.
Thank you so much. Thank
After
you
we
so,
wrap ADD
thank you so
edition.
much. Thank you. I'm like, I see the bags there, and now I'm
I was
fucking
like,
pissed.
and that's how my life went. She's like, hold on.
Hold on one second.
Boo, can you take the Pavilion back? Because Pavilion does not sponsor
Right.
after
Thank
we
you.
wrap. Or maybe they
Right.
could after they see this episode.
think we should close that?
Oh no.
No, just say
But
yeah.
he's just being a little brat, and
Okay, we don't pick it up though.
Oh.
okay, great.
Okay.
Boo, never mind. Took care of it. I got it. Nothing.
I love
You
this.
good, bro?
I just put it on the floor.
Yeah.
So it's not in the background.
We miss you.
In the shot. Love you.
Do stuff. Do more stuff in the background. do the thing.
I'm
So
sorry,
listen.
Edgar.
Do the thing. But you don't want me to put this away.
No, it's out of frame. It's out of frame.
Okay, but I can't just do it
Okay.
back here.
Well, thank you. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
This is
Special.
This is the best
Remember, sorry,
episode
Edgar.
You can
ever.
stream
Back to Edgar. Okay.
My
So-
special.
okay, so now that you've done your first stand-up special, you got that off your goal list, right? What's next?
Now the hard work begins. Because people think that you do the special and like
That's
you
it.
hit a
Yeah.
dude. Now I gotta work harder.
Yeah.
Now the special is just gonna open up some more doors so I can go through. So to me, what's next is headlining a different state every weekend.
Ooh.
That's what I want. That's what I want. I want to be like every weekend a different city, every weekend a different venue, and just be on stage.
How do you like traveling and being on the road for work?
It's not as fun as people think it is.
Do
Everybody's
you
like,
get
"Oh, you
homesick?
got the best job." I do. After a while, I'm like, especially if I don't mind if I'm going somewhere for like 3 or 4 days, then it's not so bad. But when you're on the road, like comics are, like one day we're here. Like I did a Florida run and Texas run in January. So we started in Orlando. We did Orlando. From Orlando, we had to pack everything the next day, go to Tampa. From Tampa, we went to Miami.
That's
From
a lot.
Miami, we went to Houston the next day. And then the next day after that, we went to El Paso.
That's exhausting.
So when it's traveling like that, yeah, that's exhausting. That's
Wear
like,
and tear. Yeah.
because I'm the person that when I go to a hotel, I don't know if you girls do this, but I go to a hotel, even if it's for one night, I use the drawers. I take out everything from my maleta. Am I weird
I
for
love
this?
this. No.
No, dude.
I mean,
Dude,
for
I
one
take
day,
one
no.
night,
For one night,
no.
no.
for one night. I mean, it's not much. It's
Yeah.
just a few underwears and stuff. But I freaking move into the hotels.
I love that.
Do you make your bed? Do you make your bed too at the hotel? Do you make your bed at the hotel, or do you?
All
let
right,
them-
let's not get carried away, bro. That's the way. That's not,
I do make the bed if we're
You
there
make the
for
bed?
a whole week.
I don't let people come in and clean.
I can't stand when they come and touch my things.
Really?
I
'cause you just-
purposely put a do not disturb
Yeah.
so they don't come in and rearrange.
Yeah.
I do like the come in, make the bed, clean the sheets or whatnot, switch out the towels. But when they start moving my things,
Really?
oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm the same way.
I just, the stuff around the hotel, fine, but like your personal stuff.
Because people get carried away in hotels. They do shit at hotels that you don't do at home. Like you
what?
ever notice you go to a hotel, you take a shower, you use that towel one time, and you just throw
You
that
just-
shit in the floor, and that's it. It's
That's it,
done.
yeah.
It's done. You don't do that shit at home. You don't.
That's
at
true.
home.
That's
you
true.
smell the towel, and you're like, okay, this one got one more dry.
Couple more days.
One more day.
It's true.
So
It's true.
lately, I've been with my boy. We've been on the road, and I share a room with my boy Christian Zaragoza, and he's the same way, dude. Every towel, everything is on the. By the time I go take a shower, it's like 4 towels in the floor. I'm like,
It's like that too.
And
What are you doing?
they do remind you to,
Yeah.
they do remind you to
save.
Yeah,
to save, yeah.
for the
That's
energy,
one
the
thing.
water.
I know.
I think I'm the only person that saves towels at
Yeah,
hotels.
yeah.
I hang it up, I
Yeah,
dry
same,
it.
Same.
I don't. Yeah, I'm weird like that.
No, but I get it. You're not the only one.
What a
Yeah.
fucking
So
lot.
after you're done performing, what do you do? How do you wind down from that high?
It is the best high ever. And I've done a lot of drugs, but listen, comedy is the best high, especially if you have a good set. So to me, I'm a people person. So after shows, I hang out and I talk to everyone, and I guess that's cool because you keep the high going. And then afterwards, I just go home and eventually I do wind down, but it's never been to the point that I can't sleep. I'm just
Yeah.
you
Okay.
know. I enjoy-
What amps you up before a performance?
Oh,
like, what do you
yeah.
do to energize yourself?
I listen to Bad Bunny.
You do.
That's right.
Yeah.
I listen-
All right.
I listen to Bad Bunny.
I had a dream with him the other day.
Oh,
that he
tell
was
us.
What?
I told you about this, babe. Like he was trying to steal me from you. And I remember,
She's like, yeah.
I
And he
remember-
did.
I remember in my dream being like, Bad Bunny, Benito, ¿qué tú haces aquí? He's like, mami, "Es que yo quiero estar contigo." And I was like, "Baby, I got my white boy." Like I remember
It's
like
que
full
se
on
joda
having a
chain. Que se
conversation.
joda chain.
As
Nobody
my,
like
as my
chain.
father would always say, if he can afford you, he can keep you.
Oh my God.
But I woke
He
up.
could
I don't.
definitely afford her. She may never come back.
I think Gabriella 0.2
Oh,
or
yeah.
2.0
oh yeah, that's right. Because his first was Gabriela.
I
with one
listen.
L.
Recuerda
I'll be Gabriella.
La
She said
Patricia,
2.0.
la Nicole,
Esa-
la Sofía.
Esa es la fresca. Gabriela la fresca.
La fresca.
What?
To me, I listen to music. I don't get nervous. You see me before a show and I could be pacing back and forth, and people, it may seem like I'm nervous and I'm not. I'm just to me it's more of are these people gonna get me?
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And honestly, I like the nerves.
Yeah, because
I
it means
like
you
when
care.
I feel
Yeah.
nervous. The day that I go to a show and I feel like I'm gonna destroy this shit, that's the day I get more nervous because I'm too confident. I don't want to be too confident. Notice that sometimes when we're too confident and you walk into it, it doesn't go the way you think it's gonna go.
Because there's expectations attached to that.
As opposed
too.
to like, okay, you know what? Let me be humble.
yeah,
it's a whole
and
different-
enjoy the ride.
It's
enjoy
crazy. I get it a lot. That people be like, they'll see me at a show and they don't know I'm the comedian. And they'll see me in the back, and then afterwards
Do they
they'll
think
come
you're the
up to
security
me.
guard or something?
Yeah, afterwards they'll come up to me like, "Man, I didn't even know you were the comedian." And I'm like, "What is a comedian supposed to look like?"
Well,
But it's-
usually you don't see comedians lingering back in the back stage of not the backstage, but
in the
you know,
showroom.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
in the showroom.
you see them. They hiding most of the time, but there's
Yeah,
certain
you're the
places
only
that
one
you
who-
go that you can't hide. So you
Yeah.
gotta sit in the back and look at it.
Interesting.
And then that's another thing. I don't know how you feel, Shin, but for me, I remember years ago I would hate watching comedy shows, especially like if
Yeah,
I
you
was
don't
last.
like
If I was last, and they got 8 comics before me, I hate it.
That's
How are
gotta
you,
be
like
annoying.
when you're doing a show. Do you have to kind of tune out what everyone else is doing, or do you like kind of like to take it in to see what's happening to kind of use some
use some of it,
things
yeah.
that have happened?
Well, back then, I didn't like watching shows because I didn't want to know what other comedians were doing because we get in our own heads. And be like, oh, you said something that's something like what I say, now you're going to mess me up because now I'm not going to want to say that because you already talked about it, right? But now, dude, I could be having a blast conversation. I know where you'd be like, you next. And I could just run on stage with no problem.
And then what I notice that you do is sometimes you use not the joke, but the theme of what was super funny for the comedian before you, and you'll like bring it into yours. If it's
So now I'm different. Now
I'm different. Yeah, I'm different.
Now I like to actually sit there and see the show. And then, so now I'll sit there and be like, Gaby goes up first, and let me see what she's gonna talk about. And if you said something funny, okay, I'll write it down on my phone.
Okay.
Jaina went up. Okay, Jaina said this, and then I'll go up and I'll do a recap. And
That's
it's
almost
in-
like a secret weapon to connect with the audience quicker.
Exactly, because they're in the moment. Now they're seeing, oh wow, this guy's talking. He's with us, you know. So when you do, so I tell people, you know, most people get mad when comedians ask audience members questions. Like if I see you, how long you been together, and they're like, okay,
People get mad at that?
people get mad, not so mad because this is the problem that a lot of comics don't watch each other. So that if I go up to you, if the first comic asks you how long you been together and you say 12 years, and then the second comic come ask you how long you been together, and then by the third comic, how long you been together? Now everybody's answering. They're like 12 years because everybody knows. As opposed to you sitting there and knowing. So then when I hit the stage, instead of asking you how long you've been together, I'll be like, yo, 12 years. Let me ask you something. And then they feel like, this
yeah.
dude knows.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
on point.
That makes sense.
So now I'm at that stage that I like to sit in the back and I enjoy the whole show. I just did a show this past Saturday and I was in the back and there was a few comics before me, but they were saying some things and I'm like, oh my God, this is hilarious. This is hilarious. And I went on stage and I did 15 minutes and I didn't even get one joke in. It was just 15 doing callbacks on the comedians.
Oh, I love that. I've never
And
heard of that.
as a comedian, you can't get mad. As comedians, I get mad.
Yeah.
No, dude, I'm bringing light to what you just said.
Yeah.
You know, so
That's
people are gonna
cool.
remember you too
Right.
as well.
It's almost like the art of improv where you're just yes-anding the whole time.
Yeah.
So I got a question. Have you performed in PR?
Yes.
where because I didn't even know
Comedy is
stand up or
big.
comedy existed in Puerto Rico. That was just my bad for not being informed. But I started following Teatro Breve.
Hilarious. Hilarious.
When we take you to PR, we gotta go. We
Okay,
gotta go to
okay.
So
done.
Teatro Bebe
Breve.
does the same thing that the New Rican was doing when I first started. It was that same concept of
Yes.
like
Okay.
Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it
It's like the version of
It
Saturday
was,
Night
but
Live,
in
yeah.
Puerto Rico now, there's a big stand-up community.
there is.
I have my cousin out there,
Wow.
Chente Idra. Chente is like out there.
Oh, shit.
So they
Okay.
have a lot. So I've done a lot of shows in PR, and
Is there anything different between a Puerto Rican audience and the American audience? Have you seen anything or?
okay, to me, I love to do crowd work. And it's not so much crowd work, but I love to be in the moment. I want people to know that, okay, this dude just came up with this off the top of his head.
Yeah.
I'm in the moment. So in Puerto Rico, I feel like everybody's doing stand-up, but they all read the same book. They all structure.
Yes.
Like
okay.
structure,
Okay.
joke. So when I started going and I started breaking that wall and talking to people, it was
They
something
love
that they never seen.
They love it.
Okay.
So the last time I went, I performed in Teatro Bellas Artes. You know, they have the bar downstairs.
¿Qué?
I didn't do Bellas Artes. Not yet. It's gonna
Damn,
happen.
that's coming.
Bellas Artes is coming.
Write
It's
it down.
coming. Bellas Artes. But I did the bar that they have downstairs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
That's awesome.
I was sitting in the back. This funniest story ever. I was sitting in the back, and I see there was two guys next to me watching the show, and then I don't know, they walk towards the lady in the front, and one of the guys starts taking off his pants.
And
I'm like, dude, I'm like, and while the show's going on, the show's here, and I'm just, what the hell is this guy doing? And he took off his pants, he folded them, and handed it to the lady that was working the door. And I was like, okay, weird. And then I waited a few minutes, and I went up to the lady, and I was like, did that guy just give you his pants? And he goes, yeah, the owner does not like shorts. So we have pants in the back. So when people come with shorts, we lend them pants. And I'm like, no way. Dude.
That's so funny.
Oh
Dude,
my gosh.
right? Like, that's crazy. So I went on stage and I talked about that. I talked about how the place you can't find it. And the owner was there. He got so mad. He was so mad. He went up to the guy that put the show together. He goes, este no me lo traiga, man. Like, don't bring him back again. Like that, yo. And it was to the point that I'm like, dude, no.
It's
If
not
I'm
that-
talking about
get-
your place, if I'm snapping on your place, yo, dude, it's
It's a
your
compliment.
place.
It's a
Whether it's a good or bad, but it's you know, I mean, come on, that's
But that's the
brilliant.
whole
Interesting.
point
That's
of
brilliant.
comedy is
Yeah.
to
Only
just
in Puerto
laugh at
Rico.
things. Yeah.
Only in Puerto Rico where you go to a place and be like, no, you can't come in because you got shorts. But don't worry, what size are you?
I've never heard of shorts. I know about jackets. Like, because I used to work in a place like if you had like short sleeves, you
Yeah.
have to have a jacket.
Yeah.
So we would have like rental jackets for them to wear. But shorts, I didn't know about that.
Rental jackets.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a brief moment to switch gears and share this beautiful product. Magic Mind has reached out and gave us some samples to try out. It's a mental performance shot. We want you to try it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
We've actually have been
Using these,
using
yeah.
it, and
I love them.
we do. It's
So
okay.
what is it?
Before the recording today.
Yeah,
Today,
we did.
yes.
It hasn't worked.
So what do you listen,
It takes a minute.
Listen, it increases productivity and it makes you less anxious. No, but seriously, we want you to try it. There
Right
are a
now?
lot. By the end,
You want me
yeah.
to do it right now?
Yes. These are the key ingredients and benefits. It has cognizant citicoline. I don't know
spell
if I'm
that.
pronouncing that. Citicoline, cognizant citicoline for brain health. It has organic ceremonial grade matcha for sustained energy. We
Something good to take before stand up.
yes, this may
Yeah?
be a little ready. Are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right,
Do
go
it.
ahead. It has unique benefits such as time-released caffeine, and the inclusion of nootropics, and adaptogens.
How much caffeine does it have though? Is it have like caffeine?
It's the matcha caffeine, so it's
It'll
not like
tell
coffee.
you
Yeah.
not
Because I haven't
much.
done caffeine in almost 2 years
No,
now
it's
because
natural.
of Jaina.
I don't even feel
What
don't
did
even
she
feel-
get te dijo Jaina?
Jaina always starts these little things like, let's do this
This
challenge.
challenge.
And we stopped doing caffeine, which is the hardest thing I've ever done. For 2 weeks,
well.
I was
I actually
miserable.
still do matcha, which I love.
Nah, but I'm just doing decaf for now, so I don't know.
Try it. It'll be amazing.
Cheers.
So, the reason we love this company so much is that it's commitment to sustainability and carbon neutral status.
Mm-hmm.
We love that.
It's got a guava taste to it. It's
It has
delicious.
charitable
yes.
contributions to mental health organizations. So we just want to remind everyone we have a special discount available using the code provided. It's down in the description to learn more and make a purchase.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm a big fan because like I have trouble focusing, and I talked about it with
And
my
you've been
therapist.
using them for your play rehearsals.
Just in general, just so I can be more focused, more attentive,
You like it?
get
Look
shit
at me, look
done
at me. Look, I'm already
right
focused.
away.
I'm like this.
Yeah,
Look.
you have it, right?
I haven't
And
even blinked since I took it. I haven't blinked.
And I will say, after taking these,
Yeah.
for a few days, I noticed a huge difference, and I'm a
Oh
fan.
my God, so thank you. I'm going to have to
Yeah.
get these because I feel like I need it bad. I'm at
Yeah.
that age and I'm like, damn, I'm losing my mind. I'm like forgetting a lot of
Well, you
things.
know
that-
what?
is
You
that
got
what
your
it
mind
is?
back right
We're getting-
there in that tiny little bottle.
We're getting old. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
So really quick, we want to just do a tiny little
yes.
skit
Yes.
ish. We have no interest in getting involved in stand-up comedy at this moment, but we thought it would be fun to have you help us create a joke, story, or a bit just live on air, just to walk us through the comedy.
For each of them.
Just in
For the
case one
process,
day I
the
want to be
process.
like, I want to go up and do stand up,
Yeah.
which is never going to happen.
Like, how would you approach the first joke? 'Cause, I mean, in my mind, I think self-deprecation is like the key. Just to kind of, I don't know. It's just
So she wants to do a self-deprecating joke. That's a
like
place
it's
to
just
start.
more relatable when you're like, man,
Yeah.
I've been really gassy lately, and yeah, the other day I went on a date. I don't know, something to break the ice a bit. What would you say? What would you have us say when we first come up?
Well, you just said it right there. I think
Yeah.
for like a female to go on stage and break the ice with saying I've been very gassy lately, like that's hilarious right there.
Yeah.
Because I think
I mean,
like
you could be like, dude, I don't know about you, but like I've been really bloated these
I've been
past
bloated these days.
past couple weeks.
And it's not, I'm not pregnant. It's not my period. I don't understand what the fuck is happening with this body, but I can't deflate.
is it at night?
No,
Is it just-
it's the fupa.
Damn, that sounded like she sounded like a conga.
Damn.
She sounded like we were Orchard Beach. She said, "No, it's just right
It's my
there."
fupa. I
It's
can't
my-
get
my
it to.
What else
Fupa.
would you say? What else would you have us do?
Honestly,
Start off with that,
it's
and
crazy because it's like I don't write for myself, but now I gotta write for these two. But I think breaking the ice with something personal is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
tell people when when you do comedy, you do comedy. There's a lot of comedians that you could look at and be like, oh my God, they're hilarious, they funny, but who are they?
Right.
There's a lot. There's a lot of comedians.
Yeah.
Why people love Kevin Hart so much? Because they know, like, they feel like they know Kevin. Kevin talks about his dad. He talks about his uncle. So it's like they feel like they know him. So for you girls, yeah, that whole gassy shit, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I think that would be my approach if I ever do stand up. That's one of my toxic traits that I think I'm gonna be a successful stand up comedian. Like, huh?
You think?
Yeah.
Oh.
Every once in a while, I'm
really
like,
think this?
I've never told you this. So I haven't.
Wow.
Tío Gaby. Tío Gaby is like the comic.
She said
I
Tío
have
Gaby.
my uncle. He's really funny. He's like naturally funny. I don't think he ever thought about being a comedian. But then my mom was always like, ay, nena, tú eres una comediante. And I'm like, no, I'm not, mom. Like, I'm just being myself.
But it's so different.
This is news
but
to
it's
me.
very
This is
different,
news to
yeah.
me.
Now we're gonna have to do a show and get Jaina and Gaby
And-
on stage. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna set up the show and we're gonna do it after we wrap.
But that
comedy
would
show.
be what I would talk about. I would talk about my family and just demolish
you
them.
have so much due to the fact that you're married to a white man.
Yeah.
Why do you say that like that's a bad
I
thing?
don't know.
First mistake.
And
Damn,
I looked at him.
I
and
feel
looked at
attacked
him.
that I'm not the
I said,
husband.
"White man." No, but That's
There's-
what you definitely
yeah.
need to talk about.
There's a lot
There's
of
so much
material there.
material with the family, not understanding the differences in family.
Yeah.
I remember when I was younger, I had a cousin named Nelson, and this dude was the life of a party. This dude came to the house, and everyone loved him. He was always in character. He always did all these voices, all these faces, joking. He was like the life of a party, you know? And I tell people this. To me, I was always the life of a party when I was at home as a kid. But it's a whole different thing when you get in front of an audience that you don't know.
Yeah.
So people are like, oh, I'm funny. I could do this shit. I'll say, yeah, go ahead, do it.
Go ahead and do it.
Do it,
I
yo.
know.
All right,
I
we
know.
want to wrap up some questions. We just want to get everything in, all the juicy bits.
That's what she said.
What's one question you've always wanted to be asked, but never have been asked?
Oh my God. That's a good one, man. And this thing that I just drank is making my mind like think about everything.
Really?
What's one question that I want to be asked that I've never
You've
been
always
asked?
wanted to be asked, but never have been. Yep.
Why do we do this to our
know,
guests?
I don't
That's
know.
such a
This
hard
is
question.
hard.
It
Yo,
is.
this is so like, oh my,
I mean, we can get back to it.
Yeah.
And do a little something more simple. If you were stuck on an island, what are 3 things you couldn't live without? Off the top of your head.
Don't think about it.
it too much.
just
Just
say
stuck in an island,
An island.
on the deserted island,
And
nothing in an
Palomino.
island.
You're in
Yep.
Palominito.
Palominito. There's no electricity. There's nothing.
Yep.
3 things that I would need.
That you couldn't live without.
Oh,
That you couldn't live without.
1, fire,
Just gonna.
because we need to cook. But my phone, internet. How about internet? How about Instagram, Facebook? Like, how horrible would that be to be stuck in an island
You
without
couldn't
that?
live without social
I
media.
don't care. Yeah, of course.
I love that.
Can
You're the first
Can you imagine? Like, you can't do this. You can't like.
So you're saying the phone and internet.
Yes, the phone and internet.
Okay.
Definitely.
And fire.
And social media. And fire. I don't know where fire came from, but I felt like I needed to cook something.
No
Okay.
pots, no pans.
What?
When you asked me the question, I just thought about Naked and Afraid and how they bring one thing.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that's
And I thought
right.
about fire. I said, that makes matches.
Yeah, hey,
matches.
look.
Yeah, bring matches.
What is your biggest fear?
Scuba diving.
Oh,
Really?
yeah. I can see that. I like
Why?
Me too.
Yeah. You too?
Nobody said that yet, and I love
Yeah,
that. But
yeah.
I feel that. I feel that.
Yeah.
Dude,
What about it?
Cause yeah,
Sharks?
no.
The ocean
If I can
is
see-
terrifying.
I go to
It
the
is.
beach in Puerto Rico and it's beautiful because you can
Yeah.
see your toes,
You can
see
see
everything.
everything, yeah.
But if I can't
If you
see
can't
what's
see
in
what-
there,
yeah.
like
Same.
you know how people go in the ocean and they'll anchor the boat somewhere
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they'll
yeah.
just jump in.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I'll be like, if there's a lot of people in the water, then I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna do it because if a shark
Mm-hmm.
comes, it has options. But I'm not gonna be the only one in there.
Right,
yo.
right,
And I
right.
don't think so. If there's a lot of people, sharks don't come nearby. It's only a solo thing. If you're solo, that's when they come around.
Really?
Yeah. I've done a lot of shark research because I'm weird.
It's-
Okay.
Gee.
But that's one
It's
thing.
good to know.
I know. So what is one thing that not a lot of people know about you?
I'm a grandfather.
Wow.
Where?
In New York. Not here in California. I'm a grandfather. She said where? Who says where? Who says
Where?
where to that? Like
It's like
Jesus.
It's like when you
And
know.
the messed up thing is that I drank this and I'm thinking about it. I'm like, where?
I think she meant like
in Earth?
where where do you
Yeah.
look? You don't look like
you
a
don't
grandfather.
yeah, like how you say like, oh, I'm 50 and you look like you're 20. It's
Where
like, where are you 50? I don't get it.
Dude,
where are you a
that is funny.
grandfather?
I
He
am
took
a-
it literally.
I am a grandfather.
Where? Actually, in New York.
I said in New York. That's where they at. Not here. Yeah, but I'm a grandfather, and I talk about it. I'll talk about it sometimes on stage, but a lot of people don't know.
I didn't know that. Wow.
And when they find out, they get like mind blown.
Yeah.
Like there's certain things I like to keep certain things out of my comedy.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
things that we should talk about, and there's things that I don't really talk about. Like, so I've over the years, I've separated what I want to definitely talk about and not talk about. And family sometimes is one of those things.
Really?
You know?
Okay.
And, yeah, but I got 2 little grandkids. Nathan
Two,
and
not just
Hunter.
one.
Yeah.
2 twins.
No.
Okay.
They're Irish twins. Puerto Rican
love it.
Irish twins.
That's what we're
Wow.
gonna.
They're
Be.
11 months apart. They're 11 months apart. For 1 month, they're the same age. Yeah.
Wow.
My son did not waste no time, yo. No time. Badass kids.
That's
They bad.
incredible.
Okay, really quick. We're
Wow.
gonna do a quick this or that. Sorry, I got distracted from the dogs. They're so
I know,
funny.
right?
They're really funny.
You're doing really good, man. This is really helping you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Stop
we
it.
all know Jaina. we all
I
know
am focused.
Jaina.
I am pretty.
I had a whole conversation with
focused.
her yesterday on the phone. That was very good because Jaina, you talked
knew
to
you
her.
should- I know. So
And-
I have
you-
like
you
a
ever
million
faced-
answers.
I always know when Jaina's talking to you when her brain's not there, and I get why, but I know
Yeah,
the
yeah.
moments, and I'm like, all right, this is gonna have to be something that I.
Jaina is a FaceTime person.
I know.
Yeah.
I love that though.
If they were to take FaceTime away, Jaina would die.
Oh,
She
you
would
would crack,
like.
yeah.
So when you FaceTime me with Jaina, you look. I could look at her too, and I'm like, all right, Jaina, I gotta go. She's like, no, I'm paying attention. You know, she's not paying attention. The worst thing that the iPhone could do is minimize the FaceTime, so you could still look on and scroll.
Yes.
And this is what I see. This is what I see.
She's
I've been
like-
there. And I'm like, Jaina, what are you doing? No, I'm listening. I'm saying, you're not listening, Jaina. You're not
This is my
listening.
impression
true.
of Jaina on FaceTime when she's definitely scrolling on something else, but she's talking to you.
And the mouth open.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm like,
And you see
trying
the
to delete
finger.
emails and like answer some messages. That's right. The worst thing that they did was like keep the window up
Yeah.
of the FaceTime, and you can still
Yeah.
do.
And you know what's crazy? Then you tell her, all right, Jaina, you know what? I gotta go because you're not paying attention. She goes, no. And then she'll bring up something that happened in 5 minutes ago. And she's like, so tell me about that. And I'm like, I'm not. And I always fall for it.
I called you out earlier.
So, it's like FaceTiming with Jaina's like an interview. She'll ask you a question and let you say all the answers to that shit. She's not even listening. She's like this, looking at, oh my God. Oh my God.
Okay, I need to be more present. I'm gonna practice being more
No,
present.
this is helping you. This is
We're
helping you.
we're gonna do a quick this or that. No thinking.
Yeah.
Rapid fire answers. Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
Está listo.
Okay.
Está listo.
Let's go. Vamos.
Invisible for a day or able to fly for an hour?
Invisible for a day.
Small intimate venues or large theaters?
Large theaters.
Ooh. Bombing on stage or getting heckled.
Getting heckled.
Crowd work or stick strictly to the script.
Crowd work.
Love
Yeah,
it.
I
An
know.
autobiographical material or pure fiction in your routines?
Wow. Can you repeat
I know,
the first
right?
word again? Because I have never heard that shit in my life.
Autobiografía.
Autobiografía is
So
like
material
talking about yourself.
or fiction.
I'll,
part of your
I'll
routine.
take autobiography for 100, please. Yeah, always about myself. Yeah,
Board games or video games?
video games,
Oh, pancakes or waffles.
waffles,
Early bird or night owl.
night owl,
Okay.
Dale,
Okay.
mami, no, hazlo tú.
Superheroes or supervillains.
Ooh, superheroes.
Ah.
No
Just
quieres
because I
ser
want to feel like
villano.
I want
You-
to save something.
Tú no quieres ser villano.
I don't want to see.
Do
I don't want
you,
to be a villano.
Do you have the question that you've always wanted to be asked but never have been? Did it pop in, or did it never come?
It never came because
never
I was
came.
thinking about the autobiography of myself and autobiografía. Damn, one question that's a good one.
Or maybe
though.
just something that you want to share with us that
Yeah.
that you've been keeping.
How did the special come about?
Oh, yes.
How did the special come about? How did the special come about?
That's what I tell people, man. Being at the right place at the right time, and never letting how successful you think you are get in the way of anything. I've been doing this for 20 years. I consider myself a headliner. I know I'm a headliner, and Comedy Dynamics reached out to me so that I could warm up 2 shows for them. They had a warm up, so that when I taped the special, they had a festival, and they were taping 18 specials in a span of 1 week, and the warm up guy couldn't do 2 shows.
Wow.
So they reached out to me, and that was the lesson learned. Never let You know, somebody else would be like, hell no, I'm not a warm up.
I'm not a replacement, or I'm not a
Yeah,
replacement.
it's like somebody coming up to you like, Jaina, I want you to be extra. And you'd be like, no, no. Like, so they told me that, and I was like, dude, I would have done all of them. And I did the first one. It was the first two. So I walked into the theater. I did the first one. There was some technical issues, so I was on stage longer than a warm up is supposed to be. I was on stage for almost 20 minutes.
Wow.
And I walked into that theater as a warm up, not to do comedy because that's they here to see this person perform. So I was doing what I do best, crowd work. I was in the moment. And when I tell you I won that crowd over like that, I had them right here where I wanted. It was amazing. So by the time the first show was over, the first special was over, they came up to me and they were like, hey buddy, if we could squeeze you in, you have the hour? And I said, fuck yeah. Just like that. That's exactly how I said. I said, fuck yeah. And they were like, okay, either we could do it Friday or Sunday. So I found out
Wow.
Wednesday and I taped it Friday. I originally I picked Sunday, right? And then I remember, like, because I know how Hollywood is when you find out stuff that you can't really talk about it because you know how it is until you sign a contract. So I was like, I remember I walked to the back and a crazy story that day. That same day that I went for the specials, I did my hike like I do every morning. And April is a very hard month for me because I lost my mom 4 years ago in April. So it was like one of those days. And I remember I went to Fryman and I sat in the top. And I'm a strong believer in saying things out loud. Saying it. Not so much bragging about it, not talking to people, not bragging to, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But saying it to yourself. And I was in the top of Fryman Canyon. And I remember I was on a bench and I said, I'm going to go there today and I'm going to shine so much these people are going to give me a special.
Wow.
I said that shit out loud. I said, I'm going to shine so much. These people are going to give me a special.
Look at that.
Look at my hairs. Look at my hair standing.
Goosebumps.
And I went and I went to the theater that day. And after the first one, it's crazy because on the way to the theater, I had a friend of mine that was working the festival called me and he was mad. And he was like, yo, I said, what's wrong with you? He goes, I can't believe you're not on this. Why are you not doing your special? And I'm like, yo, thank you, bro. I said, dude, let it go. I said, I'm in my lane. Don't worry. What's meant for me is meant for me. And then I realized another point right there. You have friends that defend you, which is good for people to defend you, but you got to pick those battles. He could have easily changed my mindset. He could have easily, made me go like, you know what? You're right, bro. Why am I doing this shit? And I could have walked into that theater with a whole different mindset. Instead, I went, you know what? Don't worry, I got this. I did the first one, and I was walking. I will never forget. I was walking up the stage. Well, you see in the theater how you walk up, and this young black girl came up to me, and she was like, "Oh my God, you are hilarious." And I said, "Thank you." She goes, "No, you don't understand." She goes, "I don't even like stand-up comedy, but you made me laugh." And I'm like, "You don't like stand-up and you're working with Comedy Dynamics?" She was like, "I'm just an intern." She goes, and then she said it again. She goes, "How come you're not up there?" And I'm like, "Girl, it's gonna come." And as soon as I said that, I got a tap on my shoulder. Cisco, he goes, "Hey brother, can I have a word with you?" And I'm not gonna lie to you, I knew it was coming.
Wow,
I knew. Look at my head. I knew it was coming, yo. Like I walked away and that's when he said it, and I was like, fuck. So I remember I went to the back, I called my girl, she didn't pick up. So I wanted to tell somebody, she didn't pick up. I called Jaina. Jaina was second. She didn't pick up. Right? Then I called my sister. My sister finally picked up. My sister texted Jaina. So I told my sister, I said, John, they happened. They offered me the special. I'm going to tape it on Sunday. And then Jaina finally calls me back. And I'm like, Jaina, Sunday, don't make no plans. And she was like, Sunday's Easter. And I'm like, I'm like, no. And I went back in. I said, let's do Friday. And that's how it came about. It was just like,
wow.
Oh my God.
I learned so many things from this special and how it came about, because I was supposed to do it in 2020. I was gonna do it in Puerto Rico and el teatro. What is it called? Oh my God, I forgot. I went blank.
Where?
The one in Viejo San Juan.
Teatro Tapia.
Teatro Tapia.
Yeah.
I had everything set, dude, to do it March of 2020 in Puerto Rico. When everybody told me not to do it in Puerto Rico, go to New York. You from New York? And I'm like, no, dude, I think Puerto Rico is ready. Yeah. And unfortunately, you know, in 2019, I had an accident that took me out, and then the pandemic hit. So I never got to do it. And then,
but like you said, timing.
Timing,
everything.
being ready.
Yeah.
being ready, because I don't know what's worse. I don't know if it's I think about it now, like, was it worse that I had 2 days or maybe just 1 day to really prepare for it? Because I did an hour, so it's like, I know comedians that they're on the road for 6 months working this special, working it every single night in front of hundreds of people, and then I didn't have that. Dude, I found out Wednesday, I signed the contract Thursday, and I taped it Friday.
Right.
So until I signed the contract, I didn't even promote because I was still skeptical about, like, I was like, once I signed the contract, I signed the contract 24 hours before I taped it.
Well, all those years leading up to it really, really prepared you to truly shine on that stage, and you were ready. I mean, we saw you, and
I was ready. Yes. I was skinnier. I let myself go a little, guys. Let me sit up. But I had a friend that told me the craziest story. He was like, dude, it's like you were getting ready for something that you didn't know was coming.
Right. Yeah,
I was in the best shape of my life. I had just finished 4 miles a day for 100 days. I hiked 4 miles a day for 100 days. I lost like almost 40 pounds. I was ready. And right before I shot it, I remember I went to Chicago and I headlined Chicago for the first time. And I did an hour and 15 minutes. So that was like the only thing that I had to like prepare myself for it. So...
Well, we're so excited
I'm excited
to watch it tonight, tomorrow. It is officially out. Yes. He's amazing on stage. He's amazing in person. If you ever get a chance to watch Edgar Rivera in person, he kills it on stage.
And now we're manifesting.
And now we're manifesting.
Puerto Rico.
I still want to do it.
This is the first special, but the first of many.
Yes.
Many, many, many to come.
It's like you said when you asked me earlier, what's next? And I'm like, the second one. I want to do a crowd work special.
Yes, absolutely.
That sounds like fun.
Where
it's got to be like
a stage for like an hour,
like a U stage,
So like, not worry about no joke and see what I can make happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Edgar, thank you so much.
Inbelievable comedy.
Unbelievable.
He truly is unbelievable. You have to watch it to understand why it's unbelievable, not unbelievable.
I'll tell you guys real quick. That's the way my Puerto Rican father says unbelievable.
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 And then thank you again to Magic Mind for providing the mental clarity, the stress-free, and focus for today's podcast. It's very yummy.
Magic Mind.
Check it out.
More
and there will be a discount in the description.
I'm gonna get Magic Mind.
You're gonna get Magic Mind.
I feel great, yo. I really do. And thank you, ladies. I'm very proud.
Edgar, where can our viewers find you?
I'm proud of actually my fitness is not working because my phone just rang.
Oh wow! Oh really?
I'm proud of both of you girls. On what you're doing and how this started, and
so
congrats to you.
Thank
you
so much.
And you can find me on all the social media handles. Edgar Rivera Comedy.
EDGAR
Rivera Comedy. The special comes out tomorrow. You guys get tomorrow,
May
man.
7th. Here we
Big
go.
fat shout outs to everyone that has
Inbelievable.
bought it already, because you can actually buy it. You can pre-order it on Apple, and the love that I've gotten has been overwhelming.
Amazing.
I'm telling you, like I could cry right now. I could honestly cry.
Well, cry.
Let's
do
cry.
it.
Let's
cry.
Yo, I could cry because it's like, I remember as an artist, we always want our people to support and follow. Right, that's my biggest complaint with people. Like, people send me all these crazy videos about stupid shit, and I'm like, why don't you share my videos? And I've always been on my family, like, come on, guys, you guys are my family. But I never thought about it. But it's been 20 years. For 20 years, I've been stressing my family to support me, to follow me.
And
so
look, everyone's definitely...
Now that the special is out, dude, now they're really doing it. So thank you to everyone that pre-ordered on Apple TV. And I hope you guys like it. De Puerto Rico pa'l mundo.
Well, thank you so much for coming in and chatting with us. We love you. We'll continue to support you. and that is a wrap. We'll see you in the next episode of After We Wrap.
Bye, guys.
Bye.